Yeah. Nah. Y'all know I'm back at it like a crack addict, baby. Power to the people, because we here to do maintenance, okay? Remember that. Power to the people. We here to do maintenance, okay? Preventative maintenance at that. Not just the bullshit. Preventative maintenance, right? Now, we gonna talk about a few more things that hit a little close to home for me in the business that I'm in. We gonna talk about a few more things. Don't worry about it, okay? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna hold your hand while I say this, okay? Right? Now, the harsh, and I do mean harsh truth about being a photographer and or videographer, right? Being a photographer and or videographer, or I mean anybody who's really, I guess I want to say like anybody who's like really in the entertainment business. Anybody who's really in the entertainment business, man, we gonna talk about the first thing. I got a list. So if you see me pull out the phone, don't worry, I got a list, okay? Yeah, I got bullet points today. Yeah, right? So boom, right? Number one, right? Why do it seem like the harsh truth about a lot of clients is they don't want to give the photographer and or videographer the creative control that they are hiring them for, but also, right? But also, they want campaign budgets on a beer pong table type shit. Like it don't. Those who know and understand, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about as far as like somebody wants to hire you to either take a picture or shoot a video, right? It's either or, typically, right? But then it's like on the flip side of that, I understand that because they are paying you, they are trying to get what they want. However, to those who do not know, I will tell you this right here, right now. This process works out so much better with a little bit of effective and healthy communication. Effective and healthy communication, right? See what I'm saying? Meaning, in other words, express to us, over-express to us what you want. Over-express that. Like tell us multiple times about something that you want, because we want to make your vision come true. Unless you just give us free reign, creative control for everything. And then it's like, okay, we gonna make it happen. Trust me. We gonna make it happen. Don't even worry about that part, right? Secondly, the increase, I can't even say increase, but as a photographer, and I'm not throwing no shade to nobody that does this, but we get tired of, we shoot you a price. You see what we do, you like what we do, right? We shoot you a price, and then you turn around and say, no, I feel like that's too much. My homie got an iPhone and he could do the same thing. Well, if your homie can do the same thing, why are you coming to us? Let me phrase that. Your homie with the iPhone. This is no shade to nobody that use an iPhone for photography and or videography. Y'all do amazing things. We not worried about that part, right? However, the part that we don't like is when people say, well, such and such got an iPhone and he could do the same thing. And it's like, well, if that's the case, then if you throw, like, it's almost like, don't throw that in our face, because for real, why you telling us? We don't care. And we not throwing no shade at him either. You trying to do it for a competitive more so you trying to do it for more so of a competitive price. And we just looking at you like, hey, look, bruh, the price is the price. Or sis, the price is the price, right? It is what it is. Either you can roll with me or you can roll with them. And I can guarantee you, I could throw a poll up, and I can almost guarantee you that there are more photographers with an actual camera, a dedicated camera, i.e. Canon, Nikon, Sony, Lumix, you know, whatever, that will tell you every time that someone has came at them and tried to give them a lower price, so to speak, and then they went with the other person, the results are never the same. The results are never what you thought it was going to be. It's never what you thought it was going to be. It's always, dang, I knew I should have just went to, yeah, it's a reason why. Now, don't get me wrong. It's some, like I said, it's some of y'all iPhone-ographers. That's what we calling them. iPhone-ographers for real. And y'all are amazing. Some of y'all iPhone videographers, y'all are amazing. But the problem is there are more people who are not than people who are. That's the only problem. So you got more people making y'all look bad versus the people that make y'all look good. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. You see what I'm saying, Chi? Now, let me check my list real quick. Let me check the list. Also, to those clients, this is a shot to those clients, right? Don't you ever, to those clients, don't you ever come at us as a photographer and or videographer and say, I can pay you an exposure. And I completely understand that at some point in this journey, we are going to do things for free. I'm pretty sure there's not a photographer and or videographer out there who has not done something for free. I'm all for that, right? That ain't the part that bothered me. But don't ever tell me we gonna pay you an exposure. Cause it's like, well, no. Cause I'm pretty sure you getting something for this. So if you getting something for this, then I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. However, if we approach you and we want to do it for free, if we don't tell you about a price, don't worry about a price. All right? If we don't tell you about a price, don't worry about a price. Trust me. Trust me. It's just we don't like when you try to lead with, oh man, it's gonna be such and such there. This person is gonna be there. This person is gonna be there. But it's like, but is the money gonna be there? That's the real question. That's the real. Is the money gonna be there? You see what I'm saying? Is the money gonna be there? You know what I mean? Like that's all I'm saying, man. That is all I'm saying. That is all I am saying, for real. We don't care for y'all quote unquote exposure, you know? Now, my next one is why creatives burn out working with unorganized clients. Let me tell y'all something. As a photographer and or videographer, the moment I show up, let me rephrase that. If you book me for an hour, I typically like to show up maybe 15, 20 minutes beforehand just to get things, you know, making sure I got batteries, making sure I got SD cards, all of that kind of stuff. Preparation is key, okay? You see what I'm saying? Organization is the key to life. Remember that. Now, I hate when I work with someone. I hate it when I work with somebody and it's like, I could tell you don't know what you doing, but you want me to. It's almost like you don't know what you doing, but you expect me to fill in whatever gaps it is that you have for what you don't know what you're doing. And it's like, if you do not pre-tell us that and we just start taking over, we will get burned out very quickly from that because we just won't want to work with you then. That's all that part is. We like going into the situation, okay, we gonna do this, we gonna do this, and we gonna do this. And then we gonna do this, and we gonna do this, and we gonna do this. Boom, bam, bada bop boop, pow, right? As long as we stick to the schedule, do what we need to do, and just, you know, that whole thing, we good to go. The moment that we can tell you don't know what you want to do with this, that's kind of when we just start looking like, all right, okay, so you didn't want to give me the creative control over it, but you don't know what you're doing either. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. It don't work that way. It just don't work that way. Now, I don't know why it don't work that way, but guess what? It just don't work that way. You feel me? I don't like saying that's the crazy part. Why photographers get undervalued? I mean, we know why we get undervalued. We just don't appreciate when you try to throw it in our face for the undervalue. It's one thing for us to know that it's possibly there, but it's a whole nother thing once it's like, oh yeah. Like, no, that's not what we here for, Chief. Also, actually, I really think I covered everything. I covered everything that was on my list. Now, after covering everything that was on the list, right? All I'm gonna say is this. After covering everything on the list, all I'm gonna say is this, right? For the most part, I love what I do. I really do love what I do. I would do this even if I wasn't getting paid to do it for real. I really would. But the one thing I don't like is never try to play with our intelligence, right? Don't ever think that we just pressing a button on the camera. Don't ever think that we are not as valuable as you might think we are. You might not think that much of us, but I guarantee you, it's a lot more people that do than don't, for real, man. All I'm saying is be careful with your photographers and your videographers, because the moment we check out from you and we don't want to deal with you no more, it's a wrap. We ain't going back. We don't care how good the money might be, for real. We really don't. I'm gonna have to supplement the income somewhere else because I'm not dealing with said person no more. I'm not. So it just is what it is at that point, for real. Y'all be safe out there, but also stay dangerous.